All right, guys, welcome back to episode 3 of Rain Talk. I have my host here and gym owner of Rain Athletics, Abby.
Hey guys, is this too far away from me?
Now that I can hear you pretty well.
Hey guys.
So, welcome back. It's been a while, but as you can see, we made some upgrades to our podcast studio. Got some furniture, painted a wall black. Got some couches. It's been good. So first off, Happy New Year to you guys. And Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
What are we talking about today?
There's so much to talk about. First off, let's talk about our goals, our New Year's resolution. And okay. I want you to go first. What's your New Year's resolution for 2024?
Personal or business wise?
Let's do personal.
Okay. I want to get rid of my filler words.
What's a filler word?
I've noticed that since we started recording each other or started doing the podcast, I hear myself saying like, so, and pretty frequently. So my goal is to get rid of them and try to speak more proper without having to use them.
Be more efficient when you're speaking.
Yes.
Okay, what about a business goal? Well, the obvious business goal.
The main obvious business goal is to finish Rain 2.0 and be the best gym in Houston.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a big goal.
What about yours?
Personal goal?
Yeah.
So for me, I want to be more fluent in Spanish. It's already been 10 years since we've been together. And I know a lot. I can understand a lot. For some reason, I get nervous when I'm speaking Spanish, and then I'm like trying to think of what word to say next. And so I mess up on what word I'm supposed to say, so I sound like a fucking idiot.
Give me an example.
I can't think of one off the bat. But
give me a sentence.
Well, when somebody comes into the gym and they speak Spanish, sí, ¿cómo te puedo ayudar?
That's good.
That's casual. But then they start asking deeper questions, and I'm like, fuck, what am I gonna say next?
You mean like the verbs?
The verbs, the tenses, all those stuff. Like the Spanish language is simple, but it's fucking hard at the same time. But I grew up, believe it or not, and I didn't speak English. But the American education system. And I forgot how to speak Spanish. They put me in an English class. I forgot how to speak Spanish. I think part of me was embarrassed to speak Spanish.
Why?
I don't know. You wouldn't understand. But I feel like...
What does that mean?
You wouldn't understand, but I, as dumb as it is, I look back at it and I'm like, I remember my grandpa would get mad because I wanted to be like a fucking white boy or act like a white boy or American.
When you were little?
Yeah, when I was little.
You never told me that before.
Yeah. Well, the truth comes out in the podcast. He would get mad at me.
What would you say, or how?
He's like, ¿Por qué hablas así? Or just.
Are you serious?
Yeah, or I would pronounce the Spanish word all white,
On purpose.
Como se dice? Yeah, and he's like, why the fuck are you talking like that?
You would do it on purpose, Alex?
Well, yeah. So that's my personal goal. I want to be more fluent in my Spanish speaking.
What else?
I guess a business goal, the obvious one, is I want to finish Rain 2.0. I want us to finish Rain 2.0. Mm-hmm. But besides that, and besides like the current Rain, I just want to continue to get better at it. Like I wanted to make that one as best as we can without putting as much money or any money into it.
Well, you have to put some in it.
Yeah, I know.
Just how we are doing it right now.
But we're putting money, the restrooms, stuff like that we can't take. We put money into it. But I want to put more money into like the equipment, stuff that we can take out.
Of course.
Because I don't want to just put money in and not be able to take it with me.
Of course.
So I want to maximize and be most efficient in the current space that we're in. You know what I mean?
And that's what we're doing.
Yeah. We guys have some equipment coming to you guys. By the time you're seeing this, it'll already be in the gym. But all right, so what are we talking about today? Let's talk about bodybuilding.
Okay, yeah, we've had a lot of people ask us to kind of share our story when it comes to bodybuilding, our experience, our personal goals at the moment, and how do we grow from it.
Yeah. Well, bodybuilding, I started competing back in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
The first show I ever did was a men's physique show.
Yep.
Self-coached. Well, my dad coached me, kind of. It was a men's physique show 2018. He was doing a show at the same time, so I wanted to do it with him, do that father-son kind of thing. And I was proud of it. You know, I mean, I'd never done that. He's never done that. Or that was his second show. But we've never done it together. And so that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do that father-son, compete with him. And then I was the only one in my category. Remember that?
No, you weren't. It was 3 guys.
Oh, it was 3 guys, and I got first place. So I beat 2 other guys. But looking back at it, that was the worst prep I've ever done.
That wasn't even a prep.
Well, we went to the Dominican Republic on peak week because.
Wait, you should explain what peak week is.
So peak week is the week right before you compete. So that is a very crucial week in competing because you got to make sure that your diet's on point, your water's on point. There's a whole bunch of techniques that go into peak week, and so you peak, you look your best on stage that day. But I was, we were in college, and we wanted to go to Dominican Republic.
No,
and
we weren't.
We graduated?
We had already graduated.
No.
Oh, you're right. That was our last semester.
Yeah, last semester of college. So yeah, we look good, we're lean, and I go out there. And then I come back and I'm sunburned, I'm peeling, and I step on stage like an idiot. But I still want to do it because I didn't want to back out. But yeah, so I started competing in 2018, and then it was my second show is the one that we did together, right? Mm-hmm. Was that 2019? No,
19. No, it was 18.
The end of 2018.
Mm-hmm. October.
And so I started off as men's physique, and you started in bikini, or you're still in bikini.
Yep.
So how was your experience with bodybuilding? What made you get into it besides me begging you to do a show with me?
You did not beg me.
No, I know, but I thought it would have been cool. Like I experienced that with my dad.
Yeah.
And I wanted to experience that with you.
I think the reason why I even started was because I knew that I was extremely shy and I wanted to put myself out there. I wanted to challenge myself and put myself on the spot.
Yeah.
Especially after seeing you compete with your dad. I saw all the girls on stage with their bikinis, with their hair done, makeup done. I thought it looked cool. Yeah. It caught my attention. And I remember I went to the restroom that same night and I saw some of the girls in there getting ready.
Yeah.
And it just caught my attention. I saw how much they cared about it, how important different variables were. And I wanted to put myself in that situation and see how I was gonna end up looking and the entire outcome.
But we were already working out. It's not like you just decided to do a show and start working out. Like
I was working out, but I didn't even know a lot of things that I know now.
Yeah.
I was a rookie, dude. I was working out like shit. I was prepping, eating macaroni and saying that was part of my carbs.
Yeah. As long as you can fit them in the macros, that's all that matters.
We eat a lot of cheese.
Yeah.
But anyways, I think the whole purpose of me doing it wasn't necessarily because I saw myself doing that as a career. It was more of like, hey, you need to step out of your comfort zone and put yourself in an uncomfortable situation to get yourself comfortable. You know how they say get uncomfortable to get comfortable?
Or be comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Well, that's how I feel at the moment. Like I wanted to put myself out there and just push myself and being like, hey, dude, you need to like grow up and stop being so shy. So that's when I told you, F it, let's just do it.
Yeah.
And we started prep.
Mm-hmm. What was your experience in the first show?
I think the first few weeks that you officially start aren't as strict.
Prep?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think after maybe 3-4 weeks, you start analyzing the situation. You're like, hey, I do not want to look like shit on stage. Like you really need to get your shit together. You really need to be on point with your diet. So every day, we would prep our meals ahead of time for the next 2-3 days. Mm-hmm. I would go to my job and I would just have all my meals stacked next to me on my desk. And I would look at the time every 3 hours and I'll just eat it.
Yeah.
But my experience was more of like, I actually learned how to be more disciplined in every aspect, not just working out or eating.
Yeah.
It taught me how to just believe in myself in general and just go for it. It was a good experience.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's definitely something that it's more out of just eating and working out, like the mental toughness that you get, the discipline.
Yep.
Really, the discipline of like waking up early, getting your cardio out of the way, or getting your workout out of the way, like that.
Posing.
That mental toughness is important. I think that's a big part of what you get out of competing.
Yeah.
If you look at it that way, you got to look at it big picture wise. Because if you're just focused on like the day to day,
it teaches you how to create better habits.
Yeah. But it was good. How'd you do in your first show?
Terrible.
Nah, I was proud of you. I was super proud of you though.
I think I did terrible. What'd
you get? I don't even remember what you got.
I think it was like 5th place, something like that.
Yeah.
But there was like 17 girls?
There was a lot. There was more than 3 for sure.
But I think what threw me off was posing.
It's just being on stage. It was scary, dude.
It was so scary. I remember that I was next in line to get on stage, and all I can think of was like, fuck, I'm next. Fuck, what am I gonna do? Fuck, I forgot how to pose. What do I do? Yeah. I was freaking the F out. I just couldn't. But then I took a deep breath, and then I don't even know what I did, but I remember that I saw the light on my face.
Yeah. What happened was, when you're doing your comparisons, and they're turning you guys around, telling you face the front, face the back, and then they're like face the back, and you just kept staring forward, and everybody was already facing the back, and they were like, can you face the back? And then you're like, oh, and then you turned around.
Yeah, I froze.
But I like whenever it's the same situation, like when I'm watching the guy right before me go and he's doing his posing routine, I'm just like, fucking, like I can feel it up here, and I get so fucking hot, and like I'm super fucking nervous, and it's fucking scary. And then you go up there, and men's physique, you only get 10 seconds of pose. So then it's like, damn, I was really that scared for 10 seconds.
Same thing with girls though. You only get like 12 seconds or so. You don't get a lot.
Yeah.
And you're wearing heels, dude. You're not wearing heels.
No, barefoot.
So just imagine how hard it is to look gurgly and keep a certain pose for X amount of seconds while wearing the heels.
Yeah. What do you think about competing? Like now, what do you think about it? I know the benefits that we just talked about, like the mental toughness, the discipline, but what are your thoughts on it now?
I don't think it's as important as I thought it was.
Yeah. Why do you say that?
Because one, it's very time consuming. It's a very expensive sport. Not many people analyze how expensive it's going to be before they do their first show. There's tanning. There's the bikini suit, hair, makeup. Just to enter the show, you have to get your NPC card. And you also have to see how many categories are you doing, because you have to pay per category.
Yeah.
Hotel, flight,
all the groceries. Yeah.
What else?
There's a lot that goes into it. Well, for like a woman, it's fucking expensive.
Waxing.
Posing coach. Yeah, waxing. Like it's a lot of money.
Nails.
Not that I'm down talking the sport. Like I love bodybuilding, but
it's a very expensive sport.
It shouldn't be that expensive.
It shouldn't, but it is.
Yeah.
So what I tell girls nowadays, if you're doing a show, you need to make sure you're financially stable or you have the funds to even do it. It's not just about looking pretty and getting on stage.
Yeah. Because if you're stressed, also, if you're stressed about how you're going to pay your bills, then it's going to correlate into how you look.
You're not going to look your best if you're stressed out.
Yeah. But as the way I see it now, looking at it, I don't think there's anything wrong with competing. I just don't think people should devote their entire, like that's their whole personality now.
That's their life.
Like they're competing.
They forget about their family, their priorities in a way.
Right. No, I agree. And I think that you need to have a good balance. And that's the difficult thing, is having to balance out your normal life, how to be a regular person if you still want to be a competitive athlete.
Right.
So I think that's the hard thing about juggling those two.
What I think is that it's definitely fun, because again, we talk about discipline. If you're the type of person that you like to challenge yourself, you like to show yourself that you can do certain things and go for it, then it's definitely a fun sport. And
I think it's super rewarding.
It's definitely rewarding.
Seeing yourself change and your body change and get all definition and super cut. It's really like, it's badass. Like you start feeling yourself, you feel more confident, but I think that you need to be humble about it. I see a lot of times people start competing, they start looking good, they start thinking their shit don't stink.
They start getting snobby, they think they can get free gym memberships, they think they're entitled to other things just because of their hard work, which again, we recognize the hard work.
For sure. No, absolutely. I mean, if I see somebody compete and they don't ask for stuff, they just go about their lives, and I feel like, dude, that's badass, But the moment where people start to feel the sense of entitlement about they should be treated differently or whatever the case is, I think that's when it becomes an issue, and they need to reevaluate themselves.
Mm-hmm. It becomes more about vanity.
Yeah, not really for themselves, but maybe how people portray them.
Mm-hmm.
But competing's fun. I've been doing it since 2018. The last show I did was, I did classic physique. I've done 2 shows in classic physique. And classic physique is the underwear looking thing, not a swimming shorts, that's men's physique, but this is more like a
bikini.
It's not a bikini.
Speedo?
Like a Speedo, yeah. It's like a Speedo, and you go up there and you actually have a minute and you can pose up there for a minute, and those are like, the common bodybuilding poses that you see. And that's fun. Posing, I enjoy posing. I enjoy finding a song that I like and posing to it. I think that's the art of bodybuilding that I like, Like men's physique, you only get 10 seconds. It's a front pose, a back pose, and a front pose again. So it's a little, for me, it's not as rewarding as being up there and posing, and people actually admiring your poses and your body and stuff like that. It's definitely a sport that a lot of people don't understand that aren't familiar with bodybuilding. Your normal people. They're like, what the fuck? You're paying that much money to go stand up stage in underwear? And you're just like trying to justify it. Yeah, that's why I'm doing it, But it's, I don't know. I think it's funny.
I think it's fun in general, especially if you're into it and you understand how hard you have to work to look a certain way. People don't analyze how much effort you have to put into it.
Yeah.
Especially when you see the super swole girls, like the figure girls or the bodybuilding girls. Mm-hmm. Some girls say, I don't want to work out because I don't want to get huge, but they don't analyze that it doesn't matter if they want to look like that or not. Yeah. If you want to look like that, you have to be doing this for many years. Mm-hmm. A lot of food goes into it, a lot of workouts, cardio, extra stuff. Like, you're not gonna look like that just because you work your back 3 times a week.
Yeah.
For 1 month.
But even if they wanted to, like,
it's impossible.
No.
I mean, it is possible, but it's gonna require more than just simple stuff.
A regular go to the gym kind of. Yeah, no. It's funny that people say that, like, I don't want to get too big, that's why I'm not working out that much. Mm-hmm. Like, dude, you're not. Trust me. I mean, I'm trying to get big and I'm barely even getting anything,
I think it's funny when guys tell you that. Oh, yeah. I don't want to get too big like you. And I'm like, dude.
For me, I'm like, bro, I'm not even big.
And you've been working out for like 5 years consistently.
Yeah. Which
is kind of funny for them to say that.
I just think it's about, getting familiar, being educated, and going through it. I don't, like, when I talk about bodybuilding, and if somebody's not interested, I'm not going to try to force them to do a show if they don't want to do it, If somebody comes up to me and wants to talk about bodybuilding, then they already have the interest that they want to do it. Let me just put my 2 cents in what I think about it.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoy helping people pose, like when they're doing a show and stuff like that. I'm not a professional. You are. For you guys that didn't know, Abby is a IFBB pro on her second show. That's a lot. That's a lot to be proud of, because some people devote their whole lives to becoming pros, and it's just the nature of the nature of the beast.
No, and I completely understand that. I think it's definitely something that a lot of people work super hard for. Mm-hmm. I did never expected to get my pro card in my second show at all. I was just doing it because I was trying to improve in the sport.
Yeah.
And
honestly, redeem yourself.
Yeah.
Right? It was like redemption. Like, fuck that. I want to do it again. I want to win.
Yeah, especially after saying that my first time it wasn't the best, and I knew that I could do better. I knew that I could pose a little bit better. So that's whenever I hired a posing coach.
Yeah.
And I took it more serious than the first time.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's when like you devoted more time and more effort into it.
I was more consistent with my meals, my workouts, my cardio. I paid way more attention to posing.
Yeah.
I was screen recording my favorite IFBB pros and watching the videos over and over.
Sending them to me.
Just so I could see their foot placement, how they move their arms, their hair.
Yeah. What do you think about people like looking up to other IFBB pros or other athletes online, like on Instagram? What's your take on that?
What do you mean?
I know like some people get like so into wanting to look like somebody they see on Instagram.
I think the biggest advice that I would give to people is you have to compete with yourself.
Yeah.
You have to remember why you're even doing this, because you don't know what they did to look like that. You don't know how long they've been working out. Maybe they're on page 5,000 and you're barely on page 5. You can't compare yourself. Yes, you will definitely keep improving over time.
Yeah.
But you can't expect to look exactly like someone else. You're a whole different person. You have different genetics. You have different background, different type of job. This is not your professional career.
Right.
So I think it's very important to be reasonable and just try to be better than you were last year. Or if you're a rookie, just give it your all and see what's the best package that you can bring to the table.
Yeah.
And not because you want to look like this girl or that girl. Like if you're comparing yourself, you're never going to be happy.
Yeah.
You know
That's
that
facts.
reel that we heard?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
It was a girl. It was a guy working out. She was like, "You're huge," and he's like, "No, I'm not big. I'm not as big as that guy." And then she was like, "Well, dude, you're never gonna." I
She
forgot.
said
It was-
something
it
about
was deep,
comparison.
though. Comparison is a thief of joy.
Yes.
Yeah, you're never gonna be happy if you keep comparing yourself to other people.
That was so deep.
It was, and she was like fucking 16 years old, dropping knowledge like that. But that's true though, because one, what you see online is completely different than what they might look like in person, and that's like fact number one.
And the crazy thing is that even people that already look amazing in real life still Photoshopped.
Yeah, or aren't happy with how they look, and
They deal with depression.
body dysmorphia.
Yes.
And I think that's the negative aspect of bodybuilding.
Yeah. It definitely messes up
Mentally
after your first time.
Mm-hmm.
I think after my first time, we went crazy with ice cream, cookies, everything. And it was hard to stop. It's like an eating disorder. You cannot stop eating.
Mm-mm. Well, you don't eat for like 3 months, that kind of stuff. So you're just like fucking, and it gets addicting.
You can't stop.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, you need to be.
There has to be some sort of control afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's important to keep in mind that you haven't been eating that stuff for 12, 16, 20 weeks. And if you start going crazy right after your show, you're messing up your digestion system.
Mm-hmm. It's horrible for you. You're going 0 to 100.
You could kill yourself.
No, I think so. I mean, there's definitely a lot of negative things that go on in your body when you start consuming all this kind of stuff. Like your face swells up, and we've done it multiple times.
I
you
know.
And that's I would say.
I think our third time, because I've only done 3 shows. I think my first show, it was the worst one. I remember I would eat like crazy, feel terrible, but I wouldn't stop eating.
You're just like, fuck it.
I can take
Ice
one
cream.
more.
Yeah.
And I would look massive like a frog. And then my second show, I think it was still a little bit bad, but we were doing a little bit better.
Well, I think why you didn't do as bad on the second show,
Because I got my pro
because
card.
you got your pro card, and it was more like a
Like I'm a pro now. I can't be eating like this.
I feel that. I think for me, the reason why I start to eat like that is one, yeah, obviously it tastes good, but for me, I feel like I was not satisfied with how I placed, and I was just like, fuck, whatever, ice cream.
What did you place? Your second show? Fourth?
Second show, probably fourth place. And I don't think, I mean, obviously we want to win, right? We're competitive, we want to win.
Yeah.
But I think that you have to have that sense of realization that, dude, that guy looks better than you. It is what it is. You don't, like I said, you don't know what chapter he's on. He could have been competing 5, 10 years.
Which a lot of people do.
They do. And then
there's a lot of people that do multiple shows every year.
Yeah.
5, 6 or more.
Mm-hmm. And then so you're, as a newbie, you're going up stage. You're the best you've ever looked. You're like, fuck yeah, I'm going to win this show. But you don't know who's showing up that day. And you don't know how hard they've been putting in work.
And we hear that all the time. Every single rookie that we meet and it's doing a show for the first time, they're complaining afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
They're not satisfied with the placing. They start telling you that there was some sort of, how do you say it? Favoritism.
I mean, sometimes there is.
They didn't give me enough time.
Yeah.
Which, again, you're right. Sometimes there is.
But it goes on and on. Like, the excuse can go on and on. At the end of the day, you have to take that loss
and learn
on
from
the
it.
chin and just keep moving forward, keep getting better. And I think that's the champion mentality there.
Mm-hmm.
Is like, if you do lose, then fuck it. You're just going to get back on the horse and go again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you should get discouraged. It's hard to say that because you put in so much time, and then let's say, you're doing a 20-week prep.
Yeah.
You're giving it your all, and then you get fourth place.
But maybe your too much time is nothing to the person that won.
Exactly.
There's people that live for this. They're literally on prep all year.
Yeah.
They don't stop. Maybe the only time they actually eat bad, it's after the show, and then they're back to it.
Right back to it. Yeah. And I see that for some people. And I'm like, damn, dude, that fucking discipline right there.
That's a lot of discipline.
Yeah. But I think that the best way to avoid that is to do it for yourself, for one, and then look at it as like, man, as long as you're continually getting better, that's what's important.
Yep.
Not a fucking $5 medal. That doesn't determine who you are as a person.
Yeah, I mean, if you're so worried about winning the medal and getting first place so everybody knows you're better, then just do a photo shoot and buy yourself a medal.
Yeah.
If you want to compete, then do a show. But be willing to be happy with an L. Yeah. It doesn't mean you have to win.
Are you going to compete this year?
I kind of want to.
Yeah.
It just depends what happens with rain, because I feel like...
Yeah, one, the rain's a lot to deal with, but also competing at a pro level is a lot to deal with.
And that's my thing. I don't want to just show up like I did for my pro debut.
But dude, you look... I'm biased, but you look fucking sick, dude.
I look good, but not good enough to be top 5. Like, we know those girls look amazing.
Yeah, but man, what's crazy was like bikini girls on like Instagram, they look big, I mean, obviously they're big, the shoulders are big, the glutes are big, but they look a lot bigger than what they look like in person. I was like, what?
I look
like
big.
When I went backstage. Well, first off, we did a pro amateur show together, and they treat the amateurs like shit compared to how they treat pros. Like, pros, they're like, you need anything to drink? You're good, yeah. And then amateur level is like, come on, you got 5 seconds. Let's go.
That was funny.
Seeing that, I was like, damn, what the fuck?
Well, whenever we checked in, for the last show, my pro debut, it was a whole new experience.
That was badass.
I felt like it was my first day of school. Yeah. I didn't even know where to go or who to talk to. Because, I mean, I had to check in with the pros, and I didn't know many pros that were competing there. So I'm just staring at them like, oh, I follow you, and I follow you, and I follow that girl too. But I don't know them.
Yeah, and you're just like...
Yeah, so I'm just sitting there staring at them, and I'm like, okay, this is cool.
Yeah.
And then they're taking pictures of the pros with like their little number and having conversations, and I'm like, I feel like I just moved to a new school and I don't know anyone.
Yeah. I think because when you start competing for years, and you start to run into the same people. So those people already know each other, I'm sure.
Well, all those girls have been
doing
it for a long time. Half of them are already Olympians. So I'm like, dude, this is gonna be badass because I'm gonna stand next to them and I'm gonna see what I need to work on.
Like how do you stack up to some of the big names in the bikini?
Yep. And that's when I realized that I needed to hit my legs way harder, my glutes, my quads, and I needed to get my biceps smaller.
Yeah, you have big arms compared to these girls. These girls have really skinny arms, and then have like nice round shoulders. And I think that's the look that bikini's going.
Yeah.
But how do you think I feel when I stand next to a classic physique pro, and they weigh like fucking 280 off season, and I barely weigh 230 off season? Like these guys are massive, and I'm just like, yep, I got a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
But I mean,
that's what makes it fun though.
Yeah, like I don't think that's when I say like you can't be comparing yourself to some of these people because, dude, you don't know how long they've been doing this shit. So as long as you're happy within yourself, and you continue to get better, then that's gonna keep you going. Where you don't get discouraged, you don't get depressed.
You just move on. You're like, hey, you know what? Those people earned it.
Yeah.
They look amazing.
Yeah.
You know what? I need to do X, Y, and Z to continue to improve and be more competitive if you want to continue doing it. Obviously, a lot of these people that do it on a daily basis and they're professionals, even if they're not IFBB pros, there's a lot of people that make money like that based on social media.
Yeah.
That's their career.
And that's smart to do it that way.
It's amazing. I think that if you're in love with the sport and you're competitive, you are not afraid to be in front of a camera. You can do content. You can, go live, make YouTube videos, all that good stuff. If you're into that, you should definitely take advantage of it.
For sure.
Don't be that person that just takes pictures for vanity and for people to like you and get in your DMs. I'm not interested in that. If you're gonna pay me up, all right, let's do it.
Yeah, send me the cash app.
Send me the cash app or send me the contract. Let's do this.
Yeah.
And that's the people that I honestly admire.
Yeah.
Because they're taking advantage of the opportunity and they're not just giving things up for free. What
bikini pro do you like?
I like a few of the girls.
There's one that you like a lot though.
Which one? Oh, Janet.
Janet, yeah.
Dude,
she's smart with it.
She's super smart. She's one of the smartest bikini girls ever.
Janet, if you're watching, come through the Rain Talk.
No, but seriously, there's some really cool people out there that they know how to market themselves. They're super original with their content and they're making six figures.
Yeah, and I think we like that because we look at it as a business mindset. You know what I mean? Not just doing it just because I want to get likes.
Yeah.
But like, how am I gonna benefit?
How are you
from doing
growing
this?
out of this?
It's a business strategy.
Yeah.
And I think that's badass. And
It
they're taking
definitely
advantage of
is.
this day and age with social media and the internet and stuff. So
yeah, or even when people start small businesses, if you're an influencer, then you market your business that way. If you really like this brand and you start tagging them because you want to get sponsored and you want to get in their payroll, go for it. It's definitely possible.
yeah. So we may see Abby compete on stage this year.
You too.
Well, I want to devote everything to you. I don't want to do another show together.
I get it. Dude, doing shows together is not fun.
Guys, you got to think about this is how it goes. She's starving. I'm starving. We're going to find anything to talk shit about. It doesn't matter how nice you are. Like, something's going to get on your nerves and you're hungry. And you guys are both competing together. It's fun. It looks cool for pictures. But I think strategically, you need to devote one person and one person. Like, when we did that show together, you missed my posing routine.
Dude, yes.
Because you had to go get your tan.
The third show.
The third show.
Yeah, I had to go do my tan, and you were already on stage because guys usually go before the girls.
Or the amateurs.
The amateurs, oh yeah, or or vice versa, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, girls usually go last.
Yeah.
Well,
In the amateur level.
The amateur girls go last, but the IFBB pros girls go after the guys. But anyways, yeah, I had to go do my tan, and I missed your whole routine, and it just sucks because we're not able to be there for each other 100%. There's so much that goes into that date.
Because we're both checked out. Like, we're just like...
We're zombies.
Yeah.
We're just like, yeah, sure, yeah.
Good luck, babe.
Love you too. When I open with this.
But I mean, yeah, I think that if we do it again, then it's gonna be you're 100% focused, and then you win, and then I do a show whenever the time is right, and then we can focus on me and strategizing how I'm gonna compete up there. You know, so
yeah.
But I mean,
I think it's fun because we both understand each other. We both keep each other accountable. Like, hey, we have to wake up, do cardio. Hey, what meal are you in? We should be on the same meal.
That's the good thing about doing it at the same time, though. It's like, all right, we both got to go do cardio. It was a little harder this last show because it was like 5 a.m. and I'm like, I got to go do cardio, and you're just laying there asleep.
Oh, the one that you did by yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, see.
It's so much easier. Like, hey, let's both get up. Let's go do cardio. I mean, there's benefits and
it's
there's
pros and cons.
Yeah.
Or even when you wanted to eat something and I could eat it, you will make me eat it because you said it satisfied you to see me eating it.
So
and I wouldn't complain because I wanted it anyways.
I think we were like 2 weeks out and I'm like fucking hungry, you know? I think I'm eating like 1,400 calories. Like, that's nothing for someone that's 220 pounds.
That's what I eat right now. No, actually, I eat more than that.
Yeah. But so we're like 2 weeks out and I'm like starving, but I'm like, I'm following my plan. I'm disciplined and I'm like, hell yeah. So we'd go to a restaurant or I didn't want her to go through the sacrifice of not being able to eat because of me. And so what I would do is we'd go to a restaurant and I was like, yeah, we'll go to a restaurant. Let's go get a burger. But I'll have her eat it and I'm just watching her. And mentally, I'm like, hell yeah, I got the discipline to not even want that burger. So I was like, yeah, eat another one. And so we would just keep doing, like, I would do that and feel proud of myself for not wanting or not eating that burger.
Fuck you.
But you got to grow, you know? But yeah, so that was like the weird thing last prep. I didn't
eat 2 burgers, bro.
But I wanted you to eat bad because it made me feel good about myself.
Are you serious?
I mean, yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, why wouldn't I be proud of myself for not eating bad? Like, you know what I mean?
I thought you were like, okay, she's eating it, so I'm eating it too.
No.
You felt satisfied.
Mentally, I was eating it, but I was eating chicken and rice.
Thankfully, we were both able to have a good savings account. That's why we felt comfortable moving up with the sport or doing competitions. For girls, I would say yes, it's definitely more expensive as a woman to compete. This is why I suggest to rent your fursuit. You don't really have to buy it. You can if you have extra income like that, but if you don't, you can find a nice suit for rent for maybe $150, $250. Versus buying it, you might have to spend anywhere from $800 to $1,000 or more. Same thing.
I think your first one was like 800.
No, my first one I bought it used, and I bought it for about $550 used.
Yeah.
And I sold it for about $450. And then my second one I rented it when I got my pro card. And then the third one, same thing. It was rented.
Yeah. No, for sure. I don't think that you need to put yourself in a situation, a financial burden to go compete.
And the hair, a lot of girls or a lot of newbies think they need to go all out with their hair, like extra crazy curls and super hard hair so it doesn't move. It's not like that. The less you do to your hair, the better, because they're judging you based on your body, not your hair. So you don't want too much attention on your hair. So if you just keep it straight, super straight, if you have a nice long hair or waves, that's more than enough. And you can do that yourself.
Yeah.
I would definitely hire someone for makeup and the tan.
I wouldn't go all out in the makeup either. Right? I don't know.
I mean, it just depends.
That's my thoughts on bikini.
I think it depends on your skin tone, the color of your suit. You want your makeup to look nice.
Yeah.
and you want it to be noticeable when you're on stage.
But it shouldn't distract from your body, though. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I mean, you work hard for your body. You want to show it. You want to make sure that they're paying attention to your body, not your makeup or hair as much.
Right.
Yeah, but your shoes aren't that expensive. You can buy them for like $100, and that's a good pair.
Power pose.
What?
Power pose.
Oh, yeah, power pose.
That's where you can buy your shoes.
Yep. And what else? That's it, right?
Yeah. And then also
For guys?
for guys, I guess my piece of advice, it's not as expensive as the woman because you don't got to do your makeup and stuff. Although I have seen guys getting their makeup.
Really?
Yeah. I would say just be confident on stage. And that's my biggest thing is being confident.
What about the shorts?
For me, there's all these other companies nowadays that are doing shorts. I think I just bought mine from Hurley and they were like $35. I don't think your shorts are as important as obviously your physique.
Yeah.
You know, trunks, get you some trunks that fit. You don't want your stuff hanging out. I would say this, my last show, you got a tan backstage, and I mean, you don't have to get fully naked, but if you're doing classic physique, you don't want to have like a hard tan line and show that. And so the last show that I did, I put a sock on, over, and so they're spraying me, and I turn around. It's the most awkward thing ever, but you just got to be an adult. It's their job. They're doing what they need to do. So they're spraying me, and then I turn around, and then they start spraying me with a tan, and they blow my sock off. I'm like, oh shit. So let me pick my sock back up. So make sure you get a sock that fits. That'd be my advice there.
What if you wear like a thong? Like a men thong?
If you're doing like men's physique, I think it's okay. You could wear a thong. I don't know. I was just following what other people were doing. They're naked. I'm naked. We're all naked. But yeah, that's part of the sport as well. So I think that knowing that going into a show that you have to get tan.
Same thing for the girls. You have to be butt naked next to a lot of strangers. No one cares about you. We're all zombies at the moment. So
yeah,
you're definitely going to feel a little bit awkward. Maybe the first 5 seconds.
And then you're just like, all
you'll
right.
get over it.
Mm-hmm. But I guess like my advice going into a show is give it your all, stay disciplined, stay confident, and just really enjoy it for what it is and not really for what you're going to get out of it.
Don't overthink it and start comparing yourself to others. Because once you start comparing yourself, it's done. You're going to get to your head. You're not going to be happy, and it's going to show.
Yeah. So that's our advice today, guys, for competing, and some financial advice in there as well. Stay tuned for next week. I don't know what we're talking about, but stay tuned because we're going to be dropping these. Let us know what you guys think of the new setup and how we can improve. So
maybe next time we can talk about what it's like to work and be together all the time with your significant other.
Yeah, that's a challenge. Not really. We could talk about that next time. But all right, guys, we'll see you next week.